Ed? Always lie. Y'all hear the washing machine going in the background? Let's get it. We are live. Wait a minute, y'all. Somebody asked for a link to the show. All right, y'all, hold on, I'm doing something real quick, but hold on. Sending somebody a link. We're going on the phone. We don't want no mistake. Hey, you aren't supposed to do that. Hey. Well, there it is, but it's on something else. Hold on, y'all. Wait a minute, we got 2 different music players open. Now, that was some bull crap. But I ain't gonna say nothing. All right, how's everybody doing? Let's get back to what we do best. We ain't gotta do all that yelling and stuff. We can come here and check the news. Check our CV numbers. For those of y'all who missed the live, I know when it got dark, you really couldn't see much. We got the 360-degree video footage. We did it. We rode from my house to the school, which is halfway to the market. And we rode around the school grounds on pedal assist. No help from the throttle. And we rode all the way to the market. And we rode all the way home. No help. My legs are burning, but I'm still here with y'all. Even though my legs are burning, I'm still here with y'all. So let's go ahead and take a look at our CV numbers. It's getting late. Let me go ahead and get them out before my neighbors start banging on the walls. We're going to look at the footage, then we're going to look at the news. We can give you a different kind of content. We ain't gotta be hollering all the time. Our content don't depend on other YouTubers. That's why we the hybrid show. And y'all know it's raining tomorrow, so we not going nowhere tomorrow. We gonna have the Bible study. I hope y'all show up. Come on. Come on. Bud Dark on the keyboard. Don't need no samplers. I am a one-man band, a human orchestra. Alrighty. Let me get this out of here. Make sure I keep the mouse up so it don't go over the Hangouts. All right. I need y'all to take a look at the top of your screen. I took out, when I got off that night on RE show, I got off because it was late. And I wasn't getting the answers I was looking for. The guy was just running around just saying the same stuff over and over again. So I left it alone. But I learned how to take that stuff off. So as y'all can see, we don't have 3 YouTubes up there. We don't have no maps up there. We don't have no Gmail up there. If we need those things, we go into apps. So, cleaned up the desktop. But if Google puts it back, somebody let me know. But I'll try to be vigilant. Now, that we covered that, because I ain't going to mention it again. Because I gave the people the opportunity, you know. So, let's get to the CV numbers, because I enjoy doing them. And I hope that y'all enjoy me doing them, because I really enjoy doing the CV numbers. I really do. I mean, it's like a way of honoring the people. Because most people wouldn't pay it no mind. But if we try to make it fun, maybe people will take it seriously, you know? Who normally wouldn't be bothered with it. So, we got 31,097,154 known cases of the coronavirus. Davey? Deaths, we got 564,138 people that have fell to the coronavirus in these here United States. So let's get to it, y'all. Because we know that California knows how to party in the city of LA, where they wish the gangs and the COVID would go away. I'm talking about California. They got 2,350 new cases today. They lost 101 people. They still got 1,669,000 people infected walking around. Let's 2-step on down to Texas. They got 4,112 new cases reported today. They lost 110 people. They got 98,000 walking around. Florida, 5,062 new cases. They lost 96 people today. They got 515,000 walking around infected. New York, New York, you're a native New Yorker. You're a native New Yorker. New York State, I keep saying New York City. 6,798 new cases reported today. They lost 60 people. They got 746,000 infected. Illinois, they got 2,404 new cases. They lost 15 people. They got 62,000 infected. Georgia on my mind. I caught the midnight train to Georgia, and I'm bringing the CV that I caught from California. Georgia, 1,328 new cases reported today. They lost 25 people. They got 356,000 infected. Pennsylvania, they got 4,609 new cases. They lost 33 people. They got 73,000 infected. Ohio, they got 2,458 new cases. They lost 22 people. They got 32,000 infected. Ain't nothing finer than the mountain ranges of North Carolina. They got 1,370 new cases, but they only lost 2. They got 24,000 people infected in North Carolina. New Jersey, 4,871 new cases. They lost 82 people. They got 198,500 infected. Arizona, 586 new cases. They lost 23 people. They got 22,500 infected. Tennessee, Tennessee, they got 837 new cases. They lost 28 people. They got 13,000 infected. Michigan, dirty Detroit, what up though? They got 6,306 new cases. They lost 52 people. They got 152,500 infected. Ooh-wee, it's time to go to Indiana. Somebody better find my hookah. 720 new cases today. They lost 10 people. They got 18,000 infected. Massachusetts, they got 2,050 new cases today. They lost 18 people. They got 31,500 infected. Virginia, 1,432 new cases. They lost 23 people. They got 556,500 infected. Wisconsin, 588 new cases. They lost 11 people today. They got 6,800 infected. Missouri, or should I say Missouri, they got 543 new cases, and they lost none. They got 144,000 infected. Ain't nothing finer than the hillsides of South Carolina. Anybody heard from the driver? South Carolina, 601 new cases. They only lost 4. They got no active stats. Minnesota, 1,273 new cases. They only lost 1. They got 13,000 infected. Alabama. Wait a minute, I can be better than that. I said Alabama. They got 361 new cases, but they only lost 1. They got 189,000 infected. Colorado, or should I say Colorado, 957 new cases. They lost 18 people today. They got 128,500 people infected. Louisiana, 509 new cases. They lost 10 people today. They got 4,300 infected. Oklahoma, land I love. But if you steal, they'll cut your hand off like a glove. Oklahoma, a place that I never ever want to see, 'cause I know I won't survive living in that sheriff's tent city. I just made that up. Oklahoma, 121 new cases. They lost none. They got 10,500 infected. Oh, shucky ducky. It's time to go to Mitch McConnell's state of Kentucky. 740 new cases. They lost 23 people. They got 370,500 people infected. Uh-oh, here come my state. Ain't nobody caroling in my state of Maryland. I said, there ain't nobody caroling in my state of Maryland. Maryland, 903 new cases reported today. They lost 13 people. Thank God I ain't one of them. We got 392,000 people walking around here infected. Quick draw McGraw. It's time to go to Utah. 371 new cases today. But they only lost 4. They got 9,800 infected. Iowa. 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 584 new cases of the coronavirus reported today, and they lost none. They got 40,500 infected. Washington State, 777 new cases of the coronavirus. They lost 9 people. They got 181,500 infected. The fake Kansas, Arkansas, 178 new cases. They lost 15 people. They got 1,700 people infected. Connecticut, 1,617 new cases today, but they only lost 2. They got 32,000 infected. Mississippi, you got M-I, crooked letter I, crooked letter I, humpback I. Mississippi, they got 163 new cases today, but they lost 12 people. They got 5,000 people infected. Oh, we at the real Kansas. Come on, y'all. It's time to sneeze on down the road. Come on, let's sneeze on down the road. When you got that COVID, you can't carry a load. Come on, let's sneeze on down the road. Achoo! Kansas, no stats. Nevada, 221 new cases, but they only lost 2. They got 18,500 infected. Nebraska, no stats. New Mexico, we can do better than that. I said New Mexico. They got 147 new cases reported today. They lost 7 people. They got 14,000 infected. Idaho, 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 313 new cases today, and they lost none. They got 77,500 infected. Come on, y'all, we halfway through it. Oregon, 406 new cases. They lost 6 people today. They got 14,500 infected. West Virginia, 331 new cases. They only lost 2. They got 6,200 infected. It's time to roll that R. We going to Rhode Island. We can do better than that. I said we got to roll that R. Come on, y'all, help me out here. Let's try this again. I said Rhode Island. 346 new cases today, but they only lost 5. They got 126,000 infected. South Dakota, 159 new cases, but they only lost 2. They got 2,400 infected. It's time to go watch Tito Santana wrestle in the raggedy town of Montana. They got 158 new cases today, but they only lost 1. They got 898 infected. North Dakota, 241 new cases, and they lost none. They got 1,044 infected. Delaware, I said Delaware. Delaware, 171 new cases today. They lost 7 people. They got 6,500 infected. New Hampshire, 374 new cases, and they lost none. They got 2,800 infected. Alaska, 88 new cases today, and they lost none. They got 7,655 walking around infected. Wyoming, Wyoming, Wyoming. 46 new cases of the coronavirus, and they lost none. They got 373 infected. It's a pain to live in Maine. so mundane, 'cause everything looks the same. Oh, it's so boring. It's bound to leave you snoring. It's a strain of pain to live in. I said, it's so boring. It's bound to leave you snoring. It's a strain to live in Maine. Maine, 223 new cases of the coronavirus, but they only lost 2. They got 36,500 infected. The District of Columbia, good old DC, 165 new cases. They only lost 2. They got 12,000 infected there. It's time to go to Hawaii. We almost done, y'all. Hawaii 5-0. They picked up 70 new cases of the coronavirus, and they lost none. They got no active stats. It's time to go to Nighthawk country, the state of Vermont. Dum 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 dum. Nighthawk country, the state of Vermont. 107 new cases reported today, but they lost none. They got 3,100 infected. It's time to roll that R. Puerto Rico. No, we can do better than that. Come on, help me out, y'all. We can do better than that. I said Puerto Rico. 977 new cases today, and they lost none. They got 107,000 infected, though. Little island of Guam, they picked up 1 new case today, and they lost none. They got 34 people infected. No stats for the Virgin Islands. No stats for the Maria Islands. No stats for America Samoa. No stats for our U.S. military. Veteran Affairs, 329 new cases today. We lost 12 veterans today. They got 4,300 infected. Federal prisons. Federal prisons got none new cases. They got none, but they lost 1. Can we say that again? The federal prisoners, they got none new cases, but they lost 1. They got 1,890 infected. The Navajo Nation. I said the Navajo Nation. They picked up 15 new cases of the coronavirus, but they only lost 1. They got 12,500 infected. And that's your stats for the day. Your stats for this Tuesday. So let's total up and we can move on. We got 31,097,154 known cases of the coronavirus in these here United States. How many new cases today? 62,459 for the country. How many people have succumbed to the virus? How many of our good old American citizens have fell victim to the virus? 564,138. How many citizens did we lose today? How many United States American citizens did we lose today? We lost 873 people. How many people are still walking around infected right now that we know of as we speak? 6,946,220. Those are your coronavirus, COVID-19, whatever you call it. That's your stats for the day. And woo, I'm tired. Oh, let me check the chat. Anybody saying anything? I'm sure it's not. Give y'all the benefit of the doubt. Anybody say anything? Nope. All right, let's keep moving. One thing with this show, we keep moving. Hey, Davey, don't find something to do, man. You see me doing my show. Why can't you find something to occupy your time? Do something. All the toys you got, you don't play with them. Yeah, like you lonely. If I wanted a Doug, I would have got one. Want nobody all up on me? All right, we got. All right, open up the Windows Media. Bring the mouse over this way. All right. This is our footage from earlier today. I'm gonna go lock this door. Now, last but not least, we got to get you, Betsy. Betsy. I just closed the door. That's funny. No, I just said it. It was over for like 20 minutes. I just went close. Okay, right? That's funny. So that means I got up just in time. I was blocking it all that time. I got up just in time. Let me hurry up. Come on, y'all. Need to hit the thumbs up. Don't close it in. All right, now we got to plug this up and we done. All we got to do is plug this up and we done. We can get on the move. See? All we had to do is plug this in. All right. YouTube help. What? What are you doing? What are you doing? Here we go with the bull crap. There's always got to be something. All right. That's just blocking the throttle. The goal is not to use the throttle. That's our goal for the day. Not to use the throttle. Alrighty, we are live. We are live in his house. We got the 360-degree camera going. Alright, y'all. Sorry for the delays. Let me see if I can get this to go around so it's not blocking my pedaling. Alright. Let me grab me a pouch and we out of here. So I go through all the trouble to set the messages up so everybody can talk. Now, what's our agenda for today? We're going to go to the schoolyard and we're going to practice riding and pedal assist. That's our agenda for today. We're going to practice riding and pedal assist. That's the agenda for today. We're going to practice riding and pedal assist. Then we're going to the market. Alright, so let's turn some music on.
Music. Yeah, this BROTHADERRICK, the one-man show. So now you know. Still afloat. The man with the plan, the man with the
BROTHADERRICk.
Right now I'm about to.
And I'm on the wrong side of the bike. Can I get on this way? Well, let's tighten this up first. Let it go, BROTHADERRIck. None of you. Hey, good job, punk. I bet no one rocks like the big show. I'm BROTHADERRIck. Can't none of you. Hey, punk.
You can scam the Atlantic. All on the show. I bet no one rocks like the big show. I'm BROTHADERRIck.
You're dealing with the one-man show.
Don't fuck on me. You can scam the Atlantic.
Was everybody ready to meet me? All that time I said that. Everybody in that mother.
Don't fuck on me. You can scam the Atlantic.
All right.
I bet no one rocks like the big show.
Let them go to throttle. This is all pedal assist. Let's go.
You suck to me, so you fucking smell like me. So there's no comparison to suckers I'm harassing. Like a stalker, I'm dynamite. Like to walk on good time.
You can't define my talent. Get the 411 on the musician who's second to none.
The only one who can't be beat, so take a seat. Who's out there?
We beating the hill, y'all. boy.
So we was orchestra, the one-man show. I shine something cool, like mop and blow. I'm selfish, I hog the spotlight. My beats and lyrics are always fighting.
Excitement, I ignite. I fight the good fight. I drive us a day and all day, stalking seas all night.
I'm not topical, but I'm more topical than any Jamaican or Caribbean. Breaking down anyone who doesn't step up to the king of the underground sound.
I'm talking bodies like John Gotti.
I'm the king from uptown. But none of you from up there F with me. You suck to me. Don't fuck on me. Back up to me. Don't fuck on me. Because none of you man tell I'm the Eastern show. I bet no one rocks like a big show about to move. Can't none of you from out there F with me. You suck to me. Yeah, don't fuck on me. You can scan the land and call on the Eastern show. I bet no one rocks like a big show about I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you from out there.
Look at the police right there.
None of you suck to me. Yeah, don't fuck on me. You can scan the land and call on the Eastern show. I bet no one rocks like a big show about Blue Bear Road. And none of you from out there F with me. You suck to me. Don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic. No, I'm the Eastern show. I bet no one rocks like a big show about some more. Can you get enough of the young brother who smothers the buckets MC with the weak vocal?
You don't sound tough, yo, that jump sound local.
Bragging bunch of guns on the pipe, son.
Stop whining, no one cares.
Pull up your pants and comb your hair. Then you might get a job, you starve. But now you wanna keep swinging, so you keep bringing stress into your life. You won't pick up a book, my friend. So you're stuck in the pen for some hard times. Then when you get out, you want to rhyme with your tales of being locked down, sorry clown. I'm here to swim with that image because being hard is doing right and walking away from a fight. Go back to school, find a church, you won't be riding in the back of a hearse. By the way, how to corn on the liquor on the ground. Help your dead homies. Why not with a widow? She might be lonely. If you got a girl, why not commit instead of banging everything that strolls in the strip? Remember loose hip, sing shit, leave the hoes alone, leave the streets alone. And think about picking up that microphone because you punks, you know, you suck to me. Don't fuck on me. Let me tell you, Atlantic Columbus, the show I bet you one rock like a big show about the whole area. And none of you punks out there F with me. You suck to me. Yeah, don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic Columbus, the show I bet no one rocks like a big show about I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you punks out there F with me. None of you suck to me. Yeah, don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic Columbus, the show I bet no one rocks like a big show about I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you punks out there F with me. Suckers out there. Don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic Columbus.
So far,
Bet no one rocks like a
you
big
make the
show
pedal.
about I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you punks out there F with me. This up to me. Don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic Columbus. You show up at no one rocks like a big show about some more. Can't none of you punks out there F with me. You suck to me. Don't fuck on me.
What?
You can scan the Atlantic Columbus.
Uh-oh.
Show up at no one rocks like a big show about I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you punks out there F with me. None of you suck to me. Don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic Columbus. Show up at no one rocks like a big show. I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you punks out there F with me. None of you suck.
So I pulled the mask down.
How long have you been show up? Bet no one rocks like a big show about I'm Blue Bear Road. And none of you punks Blue Bear Road. Man, show the man, you know, me don't fuck on me. The brother comes in my angles, the angles, bet no one rocks like a big show about and none of you punks.
Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. All right.
Don't fuck on me. You can scan the Atlantic.
As long as you keep pedaling, it's gotta go.
Like the big show about some more punks.
Keep pedaling. We going downhill. We ain't going nowhere near the school. We just out here. We're gonna learn this pedal assist. Pump it.
I don't identify with the hood of a belly of a beast. I don't think freak doing on the street corners, but I heard two cracks like that.
Push them fat legs. Come on. Push it.
Wondering how I'm gonna do that.
Push it.
Stage back straight disco. and deal with that. I don't listen to no one.
Without no cars in that way, he can just focus. Just focusing.
Dropping fellow artists, don't want stressing, don't act with me, don't mess with me. I have no equal, so take your equal, so be clear. You can't.
All right, we can rush for a second.
You can't smell me with your right on my bun. Got to be off. If that was something going done, battling me, you're gonna need insurance. You better get Geico, yo.
You wish you could hit like me, be as strong as me, last as long as me.
Girls split dishes, girls blow kisses, but can't none of you get with me. You're doing we do a lot. Never stayed in one spot for a year. Never got a chance to put my ear to the street.
Let's see how fast we can go.
But at a time, my thoughts would beat under the rock the whole last of the earth. This Broadway gave birth to a rebel. Speak softly, jump big off me because you don't know how to deal with the flow of the brother who transmits like this. We can't be like me. Give it up. 90% of hip hop subscribe to the which are gonna dip in your crew. You young suckers don't have a clue. Freestyling to impress your friends, making them lives, making dividends, collecting a check. You're a fellow. We get no respect for the naturally gifted. Federal system brother who rocks with no assist. Yo, before you can think, I want to rerun you because your style's the.
All right, y'all, we haven't touched the throttle.
And this is something the mosaic to get out of your damn life. You're sweeter than Mariah Carey. I was like, you stare at me. You glare at me. But you can't.
It's a second before the motor cut off.
Yo.
So you rest, take a deep breath.
You're strong as me. That's as long as me.
Long as your legs moving. The motor is on. Long as your legs is moving.
You're strong as me. That's as long as me.
The motor is on.
So I'm tired of hearing songs about the one song you're trying to leave. Not your song with this song got fucking in it with a neutral. You don't help the situation at all. You brag about being behind bars, then you're on about how hard it is. When you get released and catch another bid, if the money's that good, or I get you retire or walk away. But do you choose to stay? Put down the dice, don't chase the ice. I'm taking names, I'm taking notes. When it comes to music, I ain't no joke. I hate to break on my blaster, but this is the way I cope.
Come on.
People can be saved, but there's way to the unfresh. People rainwater.
I got my gun. So let them be.
What you can hit like me, be as strong as me, as long as me. You wish you could hit like me, be as strong as me.
I've been wanting to get some grip. But the stimulus,
can't none of y'all get with me.
I wanted to put them
the one-man show.
on the new bike.
And if you didn't know,
Whichever one I get.
now you know a little bit more.
But I still want a backup battery. We can't access this one.
Every day I pick up the paper, I read the papers. I check out the picture ads about you.
All right, y'all ready to get back in it?
Early, that won't put the system. When the man catches, don't start bitching. You don't want to
Now, we're not using the throttle at all.
I do what I want to do, you do what you want.
Wait for the motor to kick in.
So,
That's a nice breeze, too. Oh, yeah.
so,
Wait for the motor to kick in. Now.
kiss it. Look it, lick it.
Now we gonna rock it. Now we kind of going uphill, but as long as I keep moving my legs, the motor gotta run. As long as I keep moving my legs,
assist.
the motor gotta run. Now we going downhill, I can take a break. Woo! Take a break and just coast. It ain't gonna last long. We got to swing around. All right. I ain't gotta pedal hard. I can just pedal. As long as I'm pedaling, the motor gonna kick in. But depending on how hard I pedal, it's how hard the motor kicks in. As long as I'm turning it, the bike gotta go. All right, now we made it up that hill. Now we can cruise for a minute and go with the downhill. We can cruise for a minute. Now we slowing up. Start pedaling again. Okay. Let it slow down. Whew. Pick it up again. We're going uphill. I'm building my legs up. I need to learn how to. I should be able to go everywhere like this. I shouldn't need a throttle. That's gonna save battery. Alright, we're going downhill. Let it cruise. Alright. Let's stop for a minute. Whew. Let's fix this mirror. Should've done that before you left. No, I'm still not showing anything. Hold what's behind me. Yeah. Alright, y'all, taking a break for a second. We still got 3 bars of energy. So we scaled the hill. And we rode around. So whew. Oh yeah. Alright, let's see if we can make it. I'm catching a breath here. We're gonna see if we can make it to the market with no throttle. Y'all think we can do it? Can we make it to the market with no throttle? I'm gonna try not to use it.
Yo, I'm from a little town of Baltimore. Don't venture through here unless you're ready for war. In the city, you gotta watch your back. Cause others can catch. But flapping their yak, touching ass still late. So don't flex like Goldberg, or you'll be next to
Alright, y'all.
about your
No
life.
throttle.
From the way you talk.
Let's go.
You walk. Look at us wrong and you'll be outlining chalk. Home on the sidewalk. We ain't playing. So bring it. Roll on through. You will get hurt
pedaling.
without warning.
The motor gonna kick in. Just keep pedaling. That's your job. Keep pedaling.
You can stand to the ground. Don't make a sound. Don't get
Going downhill now.
Right up and down the street. Here, not even the baggies that sweet. Our jails are full because we take no good. Rat-a-tat-tat, another sucker just got whacked, jack-cat. Because the food wasn't strapped. That's every day around this way. One hand on a
Now
boy.
gravity taking us downhill. Oh Lord, look at this, look at this. Oh, goddamn.
Bitch, the how to cold body. Before it's known for us hottie. High price holds up with the flow.
Look out!
With the flow.
Look out!
Act like you know. So the spot stays hot. So this is all we got. The fish can run. The cops don't come. They don't care. Our owls are scared. Our moms are blade. My dad's a tech. We show no respect.
Are we using the throttle now?
In this little town.
But now I took it off.
It's a city where the bullets break. Where the people who guard the bull into the war zone. The streets are Baltimore.
See how I'm pedaling, then taking a breath? Pedaling, taking a breath. And you can pedal lightly. Just cruise. Keeping myself. Gotta keep just pedaling. You ain't gotta pedal hard. Just pedal lightly. You can get a nice scenic ride.
It's the city to read, it's the city to please. Don't come to Baltimore, talking trash, we just get a foot in your AF. Assuming you don't get cut in your chest or your gut. You gonna be sipping straight nuts up, so don't come on after dark. Don't get caught in the cross. You never go with no heart like a shark. You be looking, working, waiting, celebrating. Facing the crap, so wait, to pop a hot one. The cat throwing some the real thugs top, ain't picky. High as hell and violent. A real stuff stay solid. And when attack is posed,
Now we're coming up on the hill.
so before you approach, remember we only got one life to give, one life to live. You wanna keep it?
Yeah, we got trouble.
Ain't nothing out here but trouble. So make a double take. So get break over cold, brother. Soul taking, bow breaking, headline making rolls. Why you wanna know about?
Now we doing pretty good going uphill.
We be holding it down. We gotta go up around this.
Of course, somebody got to come roll up on us.
Eye contact, your roll never roll so low. Give me lift it up your wallet and watch. Even more stays hot, hot, go pop, stop to the pavement. There was got graveyards in that basement. The city to reach, it's the city to bleed.
Where New York played out, LA went gay.
Before is the city
Where the bullets spray. Order before you go out the door, into the war zone. The streets are Baltimore.
Take on the big hill, y'all. I'm resting right now.
It's a city to bleed.
Well, I've been about to more all my life. The women are fast. The brothers are tight.
This ain't the city to reach. It's a city to bleed.
The city to breathe. Bullets and shellcations.
Bullet chasing triple life for putting 6 on ice.
These are those who stuff out the boys and we. That's how we do. I can't forget those on death row waiting for that showdown. It's been 30 seconds and it's over.
You can't hold your breath. The gas fills your chest.
I know brothers that get in the rest of thinking about
right here in Maryland, we got the gas chamber. We ain't got the chair. We got the gas chamber.
Brothers, we stack in. If we act, then we'll bring it through.
Oh, they might have changed it.
How we do. So calling us, tagging your toes. You thought you was G.I.
There's a moratorium on it.
Just got a quick burst.
You get the ride that hurts, so you'll be coming with dirt. So they're worth it.
Don't mess with the cement city that shows no face. You want to rumble? This is the concrete jungle. Around here, your life ain't worth. City to breathe. It's a city to bleed.
The city to read. It's so much for the bleed. You just played out. LA went gate. Before it's a city where the bullets break. Go to put people in your nose. They put the war zone. The streets are Baltimore.
This ain't the city to read. It's a city to bleed.
Yeah. This is the city to read.
All right, y'all. We gotta get this here.
The street.
Come on. Come on, girl. Come on. Push it. Come on.
Come on, Bessie May. Get up the hill, girl. All uphill. That car coming out.
How's it going?
Look at this lady. They got the carts on the other side. I have nowhere to go.
Everybody waiting to back out.
That car backing out. That car backing out. That car coming in. Look at that.
What's up, buddy? Nothing much? Huh? For real? Oh, they got an air pump. Oh, now you're gonna start beeping. What the heck is playing on that thing? Who just right there? I don't know what they're playing. How you gonna put it in? How you doing? Don't laugh at me. I'm trying to get the electric SP. Waiting on the stimulus. I wanted the 30 million and didn't get it. Yeah.
Maybe next time.
Hopefully Wednesday.
You got air pump?
Tomorrow. Yeah.
All right. I'm about to say, when you come out, I'll give you some air. Yeah, when you sit on it, that motherfucker goes slow.
What's that? It don't feel good.
Nah, but it's like when you sit on it, that's what it is. The front don't go there. I mean, I know you on the back. Man, it look like it can use some. I mean, if it's at the right pressure, don't pay me no mind. But it's sinking down when you sit on it.
Well, that's fine. That's the only time to go flat.
That little motherfucker tough though.
That thing went 4 times.
Oh, it went flat 4 times?
4 times in a year. One time never go flat.
Guess I know with that back tire then.
Sure. Whew. I'm catching my breath, y'all, so I did it. I said, how was sick. I rode from Kennedy and Homestead. I rode up to the school right here at Lock Raven. Rode around that like 10 times. practicing the pedal assist.
Right.
You know what the pedal assist is, right?
You ain't got pedal.
No, that's throttle. When you press that, it's just like pressing the motorcycle.
Oh.
But they have an option on here. If you pedal, the motor will move.
Right.
Because they have a sensor in the crank to tell it when it's moving.
Right.
So when you pedal, the sensor tell the motor to come on. But if you stop pedaling, the sensor tells it to stop. So you gotta learn how to pedal, take a breath. Pedal, take a breath. Pedal, take a breath. When you go on a hill, you just gotta keep pedaling. And so the goal was, can I get here from the school?
Unless you're ready for work and you'll see you gotta watch your back. Because others can catch
Because I made it from the house to the school without that. Yeah, how'd I get to the school to here? Without that. I didn't have to hit the throttle because everybody started coming out and then lady kept walking over the phone in front of me. Like that. You almost got me into the car right there. See, we're running the phone.
Right up and down the street. Here, not even the baggage that creep. Our jails are full because we take no bubs. Better cat, tab, rubber, sucker, just grab
I got to milk my teeth. I know I'm sorry.
The food was a stress. That's every day around.
It's going to feel good to get in the thing, I'll tell you that.
The other with the trigger, so don't
It's going to feel good.
I will pick up this to hide a cold body. Before it's known for a body. High price holds up with the blow, so go with the flow. Act like you know, the spot stays hot, but this is all we got. The fish will run, the cops don't come, they don't care. Our elves are scared, our moms are blade. My dad was putting
You fast forward.
Put no heart like a shark, we be looking, waiting to sell it down.
You be holding it down, you got to grow up around this. Folks be following the back just for making eye contact. Your bro never rolled so low.
Give me a of your wall or watch. You know stay hot. Drop go pop. One of these drop for the pavement.
Those got graveyards in their basement. The city to read. It's the city to bleed.
Where New York played out. LA went gay. Before in the city where the bullets spray. Go to city before you go out the door. Into the world.
The raggedy.
The streets are dark. The
Oh,
world.
it's not.
Go to city to read. It's the city to
Wait a minute. How you say it?
This is the city to read. It's the city to bleed. Roll up in Baltimore all my life. The women are bad. The brothers are white. This ain't the city to read. It's the city to bleed. The city to breeze, bullets, and shell cations, rubber station, triple light, for putting crews and ices and roses come out the boys and we. That's how we do. I can't forget those on death row, waiting for that showdown. In the chamber, 30 seconds, and it's over.
You can't hold your breath. The gas fills your chest.
I know brothers, they get in the rest and thinking about all you do injection, get on the final, how to satisfy their mouth. We went to those daggers, balls, we packing, brothers, we stacking,
Think we acting?
we're bringing through. So we can do how we do. We're calling us, tagging your toes. You thought you was G.I. Joe.
But your reflections.
With G.I. Joe.
You got a quick burst.
You get to ride that hurt, so you'll be coming with dirt. But it wasn't.
Don't mess with the cement city that shows no pity.
You want to rumble? This is the concrete jungle. The bottom is pit.
Around here, your life ain't worth the city to breathe. It's the city to bleed.
Come on, the city to read. Come on, the bleed. You're played out. LA went gay. Before it's the city where the bullets break. So the city where you go on the bull. Into the world.
The raggedy.
The streets are dark the world. The city to read. It's the city to bleed. We don't play here.
We don't. Well, let's fast
All
forward.
right. We got our sucking stick ready. Yeah, don't forget it. All right. Now, we was in Family Dollar.
All right.
We don't get flagged for that music. That time my own on.
Music.
Hey.
I thought I fixed it.
So one man show. And if you didn't
I
know,
didn't see no
you really gonna know now. I'm about to put it down.
files in there. Where are they coming from?
Yo, don't hate a piece of shit. Get my way.
So brother unlike no other.
Hey.
I know the things I said. I'm back my God. So, I feel we now just on the brain. Don't know what that means. But that's a damn shame. I'm just back. The most bad thing
Put it in my head.
brain was go to jail. So stop listen before you start this. You wishing you could sound like me. Your freestyle can't drown out me. I got something to fuck you can't behave. Europeans are so savages. I can't condone what's going on. My people are doing wrong and
Oh no. Did it really break?
We ain't had that backpack for like 8 years.
I know you want that. Who did you go to?
Or jail.
Oh, that's another.
Forget me next hand. I'm talking about a black man. Some fellow black still on crack, big up. Didn't get rough. Still toughen up. Otherwise, your brother's gonna get some crap. Overshadowed by those that are jailed and get shot. Usually, the cities take over our cities. But we need to band together and we can come forever. It's a lot more bucks than there are now.
It's time for Isaac's son to school Shem.
Don't get it. See, that's my point.
It's a lot more us than there are them. It's time for Isaac's son to school Shem.
Oh, that's a damn shame. I'm bringing you back to
What does that mean?
Shem supposed to be the earth. Isaac supposed to be the Israelites.
I keep rocking, yeah. Keep bringing the same message, just a little differently each time. Hey man, what that you doing to you guys? Who's this? One man show? What the heck is a one man show? I don't know, James, but that's all sound over.
See, y'all don't understand that. I said it's time for Isaac sons to school Shem. Those of y'all know the Bible. Y'all know that Isaac and Shem are brothers. God chose to go with Isaac. And let him continue the lineation of the Israelites. Shem was sent off. Shem was sent off to the Middle East. God said, I did not choose you. I chose Isaac. Isaac is my chosen one. But you're going to be taken care of because you got your old. And that's why they always going to be rich. Not all of them, but most of them are rich over there. But they don't have no peace. Why don't they have peace? They don't have no peace because they don't walk with God. They cursed. That's why we keep going over there messing in their business. We never come out good for it because it's not going to be no peace in the Middle East. It's not going to be no peace in the Middle East. And any peace that's brought up is always temporary. It always come back.
I'm coming after.
What?
Running after.
What?
I need sound. I need high. Don't ask why. I like to hit you with beat step out. I count suckers. That's how I do. How I bring it. You got static. Playing. Swinging. Don't bounce around and wind up running. We know you're sweeter than cinnamon buns. Fellas, we want to carry Alice, sport and gold link. There's no help because that style still stinks. Yo, I get there, props, flash, match, not for cash. My skills flash all over you like a rash. I'm never lost for word. A bedroom story, do not disturb. Never took a drink, never smoked a blunt. Never went hungry, always had enough. Though sometimes the lights cut out, never for more than one day. I was gambling, hey, I lost all my pay. That's why I don't front. I never waited for the first of the month. I work, but I don't work hard. I feel only one thing, and that's God.
G.O.D.
Don't start bitching. This ain't about religion. I'm switching, yo. This verse I'm ditching. Yo, I wish I could drive from the back seat because these front speakers are cheap. They're too damn weak. A bumper like dark says drop dead.
All right, y'all, we rocking on.
A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says just bounce up. A bumper like dark says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go upside your head. A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says just bounce up. Hey, I got something to say.
How you like me now? I'm the best pound for pound.
You let your children play on the street
With the crack valves and the needles up under their feet.
Yes, the inner city is unique. A place I like to forget, so I get what I need. And then Jack, cause there ain't nothing down there for me. That John Hopkins, the guinea pig factory, use my people as laboratory rats to get back. But I must admit, I like to holler at the ladies on the strip on their way to work with the short skirts. I'll stop and flirt.
Good, had a thing going.
Touching, hugging, shoving,
Get you in trouble. I wish I could live in a bubble. Just me and my lady. Everything will be kosher. Baby, no man is an hour. Cash I'm stockpiling. You can have your BK and
All right, kind of pedal.
Of polio.
Let me get to that hill.
It's about Wall Street with polio. See, I want to retire young.
Your legs moving.
In Salisbury, now I crack row house on Coastbury. That's just
No
me.
throttle.
I ain't putting no one or nothing down.
Coastbury is
Don't flex.
a half mile down the road from where we are right
Come
now.
on, push it. Push it.
Bumper like dark says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go upside your head. A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says stop. A bumper like dark says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go upside your head. A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says you suckers are spooked like Casca. But I'm not a friendly host. I don't like the boat. One day my beats will rock. From coast to coast.
It'll be a felony if you sample my melodies.
You can't hop on my onset. Don't bring that store back. Synthesized, computerized rap. Around me, I'm actually the magician.
The great one.
The best time for time. I want a radio black with a gold trim. No Hellcat custom made rim. With piece of weapons, chainsaw, rugged rack. So you suckers can't jack me for my bass too while I snooze.
I get around like T-Pop. Underground from bad ass Kid Rock. The real heavy D. Forget this marquee.
I'm the human orchestra, I don't need no props. I'm composing hits and I won't stop, I can't stop. Cause I'm invincible.
I stick to my principles.
I follow no one. I'm a trendsetter, a dominator, a heartbreaker. This is my sport, this is my sport. You can't hang with me, you can't bang with me. On these boards, I dump tracks like Shaq.
I put you in your back, black.
A bumper like dark says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go inside your head. A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says just bounce up. A bumper like dark says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go inside your head. A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says just bounce up. Stop.
Who you gonna text, son? Cause I'll put you in your back.
A bumper like this, I kick out beats with no assist and make more without even thinking. You start blinking. How you like one lead? I say shade. I go to the grave with tracks that never been heard. Some say I'm mentally stirred, but no, I'm touch heard.
How you like me now?
I use nouns and verbs and I stay alert. You must be your only get hurt. Cause I really don't care, I answer to no one. I let alone stay alone for myself. See, that's good for my health. Can't nobody take what I make, so you never know what
I'm rocking.
With no assist.
With no assist.
Come on.
Brother like that.
Says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go inside your head. A bumper like dark says grow up. A bumper like dark says you stop like
hey.
A bumper like dark says drop dead. A bumper like dark will go inside your head. Before I forget, like I always say, every day I pick up the paper and I read the obituary about you first. And if you ride in the back of the cab, goddamn, this is coming a whole lot better than it is because you got the speakers.
All right, last hill.
I'm out.
Last hill right here.
Drive from the back seat. The front speakers are too damn weak. Wish I could drive from the front seat.
Mama!
The front speakers are too damn weak. Like that, says drop dead. Something like that will go upside your head. Something like that says grow up. Something like that says your style sucks.
Last hill. Look at that scale that hill, y'all. He's scaling it.
We pushing it, no throttle. Push it. Come on, push my fat legs. Come on. Come on, push it. Push it.
What time is it? 10:35? We'll stop at 11 o'clock, y'all. I think I gave y'all enough content today. We're going to look at the news next.
Oh, hell yeah, for that.
Now we home. That's my building down there to the right, where we kept right on going. That's my old building. There's the alley. I used to live right there, remember?
Whoa!
Don't be in debt, don't let your mouth right and check your ass. Think you're hard, you better be on God. I'm putting down.
All right, y'all, last block.
I'm putting down smackdown on you, clown.
Come on. How do I assist all the way? Let's get it. Hut, 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 hut. Come on, push it. Push them fat legs. Come on. Push it.
Ain't no one like me.
I hear a car coming. Any other one? No. All right. We need a throttle to start. Can I get a good throttle? All right, let's go. Now we home.
And we home.
We home. Woo. I did it.
Everything I do for you. Everything I do for you. Oh God, Jehovah, it's all the same. I only live to praise your name. Thank you, Lord, for waking me up today. In the name of Jesus, I always pray. You can't reach the Father without the Son. Please forgive all the sins I've done. Watch over me as I work. I can't be hurt.
Waiting me for temptation.
It's hard to resist, so I depend on the gift of the Holy Spirit.
I'll be assured of your promise of eternal life.
Dag, I'm a lyricist. Y'all can hate all y'all want. I am a lyricist. Alrighty, y'all. Let's check out the news. We got to No Night by Kaz sent us something, y'all. Hold on. Yeah. This is from No Night by Kaz. Hope we won't get flagged for this. Oh, it's Sky News Australia. I don't know them. Hey, what's going on, RE? What's happening there? Nah, we can't show that. I don't know who that is. It said Australia. I know UK flag. That was a good story too. All right, y'all. Breaking news 4 hours ago. Breaking news.
6, a Miami man facing a judge. He's accused of an horrific crime spree involving a 12-year-old boy.
That young victim staggered for help after police say he was kidnapped, sexually assaulted, shot in the face, and left to die.
That 12-year-old boy survived a night of pure horror.
Police moving quickly and say they got a very dangerous man off the streets. Let's get right to Local 10 News reporter Terrell Forney live with our top story. Terrell.
And as brazen and horrific as this crime was, police believe that this man could possibly have done this to others in the past. They actually just wrapped up some more work from his apartment building here in the city of Miami, collecting more evidence.
And that's the face of evil right there, ladies and gentlemen. Right there.
Alex Sonny Esteban is the man in custody today following an intense manhunt.
His charges as they stand right now are sexual battery, attempted felony murder, and kidnapping.
Those crimes, police say, were against a 12-year-old boy who was eventually found bleeding from a gunshot wound to the face. Surveillance cameras captured the boy collapsing outside of a Brownsville corner store early Saturday morning before police and paramedics arrived to treat the critically injured child.
As a father of a 12-year-old myself, this is extremely disturbing and hits you at the soul.
The boy, who apparently snuck out of his home Friday night to visit friends, was apparently walking back home when Sonny Esteban is accused of forcing the boy inside of his car, raping and shooting the child, say cops, before leaving him on the side of the road to die.
We definitely have DNA evidence that is compelling, as well as other physical evidence that we know the subject was in the area due to good old-fashioned police work.
Today, a team of crime scene detectives spent several hours at Santi Esteban's Miami apartment, where the 43-year-old was arrested last night. Our cameras were rolling as he was booked into jail.
We recovered a firearm in the vehicle in question.
Bags of evidence were seen being carried out of his building late this afternoon. At around the same time that Sonny Esteban appeared before a judge in court.
I believe this individual poses a great danger to the children in our community.
So that suspect is being held without bond for now in jail. As for that 12-year-old boy, there have been a lot of people coming up to us on the street, even emailing us about the well-being of that child. We can tell you that he is still recovering in the hospital. His family, we are told, is with him. They are in just as much pain, but it will be a long road to recovery physically and, of course, mentally for that young boy. He is in our prayers. Reporting live from Miami, I'm Terrell Forney, Local 10.
I'm typing away. I ain't even paying the story. A bit of mine. What's our next story? Ooh, 1 hour ago, breaking news, breaking news.
Day 2 of the murder trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin involved emotional testimony from people who witnessed the death of George Floyd. Among those witnesses, the teenage girl who recorded that disturbing video of Floyd's final moments. Darnella Frazier broke down in tears discussing the cell phone video she posted nearly a year ago and how it has changed her life. Prosecutors Tuesday called her and 5 other eyewitnesses to the stand. They described the horror they felt as they urged Officer Chauvin to release Floyd. One man said he believed he was witnessing a murder. CBS News correspondent Jamie Yukas is in Minneapolis with the latest.
Returning to the stand for a second day, Donald Williams, the mixed martial artist who witnessed George Floyd's death. He says Derek Chauvin had Floyd in a blood choke, a type of stranglehold that constricts blood flow.
Did call the police on the police.
Right. And why did you do that?
Because I believe I witnessed a murder.
The prosecution played that 911 call.
Officer 987 killed a citizen in front of a Chicago store. He just pretty much just killed this guy that wasn't resisting arrest. He had his knee on the dude's neck the whole time.
Williams wiped away tears as he listened. His voice also captured on video, along with a growing number of bystanders pleading with officers.
Get off of his fucking neck, bro! Get off of his neck!
The defense focused on Williams' behavior toward the officers that day.
After you called him a bum 13 times, you called him a bum.
That's what you heard?
The prosecution's next witness, 18-year-old Darnella Frazier. She was 17 when she shot this now infamous cell phone video. And she was among 4 witnesses today whose faces were not shown on camera because they were minors at the time of Floyd's death.
It wasn't right. He was suffering. He was in pain.
Prosecutor Jerry Blackwell asked Frazier how this has impacted her life.
When I look at George Floyd, I look at my dad, I look at my brothers, I look at my cousins, my uncles, because they are all Black. It's been nights. I stayed up apologizing and apologizing to George Floyd for not doing more.
Frazier's 9-year-old cousin Judea also testifying about what she saw.
How did it affect you?
I was sad and kind of mad.
And late today, testimony from Minneapolis firefighter and eyewitness Genevieve Hansen, trained to save lives, but she says prevented from doing so by the officers.
Were you frustrated?
Yes.
At one point, more than half of the jurors were seen taking detailed notes. Tomorrow, the prosecution will likely start calling witnesses considered experts in their field to detail how Chauvin's hold contributed to Floyd's death. Elaine?
Jamie Yukas, thank you. For more, I'm joined by Venu Varghese. Venu is a criminal defense attorney and a former prosecutor. Venu, welcome. It's good to see you. So we heard testimony from Genevieve Hansen, a Minneapolis firefighter who was off duty at the time, but still tried to intervene and get officers to check for a pulse on George Floyd. How important was her testimony?
I think all these witnesses are harmful for Derek Chauvin. I mean, you have a series of witnesses that are recounting things in emotional detail. But the good thing for Chauvin is that this trial will take a long time. It'll be spread out over the next couple of weeks. And by the time that the jury hears or gets to closing arguments, the emotional impact of these witnesses will have it. So by that point, they're going to hear arguments and they're going to get back to the cold reality of it, which is, did Derek Chauvin kill George Floyd? Yes, he was involved in his death, but did he murder him? Or did he commit manslaughter? These are legal terms, and those are the terms and the things that his lawyer will be doing to put reasonable doubt into these jurors' minds. So yes, it's a rough day, but it's a long trial.
Well, we also heard from the teenager who captured that video of the arrest. How critical is her testimony and the video itself to this case?
Well, the video is what the prosecution is banking on. You have a video that appears to be brutal. It appears that Chauvin put his knee on the neck, causing the death, and you see George Floyd fade into oblivion and die right before your eyes. The question is, was he the main cause of his death? Did he do it intentionally? Did he do it with such reckless disregard for human life? These are legal terms. So in terms of the teenager, just like the EMT, just like all these witnesses, they have an emotional impact. Eventually, the more these witnesses the prosecution brings forth, the more dull the impact will be, because eventually the jury is going to get tired. So at a certain point, the prosecution has to say to itself, okay, when's enough is enough, but who knows if they will make that choice and continue, or will they continue on this path?
And Vinu, you touched on this and how emotional this is. Several witnesses described how they perceived Derek Chauvin during George Floyd's arrest. One described him as hostile. Another said he had looked heartless. How might these testimonies impact prosecutors' case?
Look, these are impressions, right? But only Derek Chauvin knows what was in his own mind. And if he is going to get out of this, he's going to need to testify. And he has an advantage here. Unlike 99.9% of people who testify at trials, other than expert witnesses, he's actually had training in testifying. You're given training as a police officer on how to testify before a grand jury, a trial jury, and to face hostile cross-examination from defense lawyers like me. So he will have, in this case, the roles are reversed. He's going to face the questioning from the prosecutors. So he's going to need to explain to the world what he was thinking and why he did what he did. That combined with the medical evidence that George Floyd was high, that he had all these health problems, could lead to a reasonable doubt verdict.
Well, finally, as we heard in Jamie's piece, there were some tense moments between defense attorney Eric Nelson and Donald Williams, who witnessed George Floyd's death. Now, the defense focused on Williams' behavior and name-calling toward the officers. What was the defense's strategy there?
I think it was actually a very sound, smart strategy on the part of Mr. Nelson. I've been critical of Nelson and some of the way he's conducted jury selection on some other networks that I've commented on, but I think today was very good for him, and I think he'll come back to this by not portraying. By Williams, he's going to say Williams was a biased witness for whatever feelings he had, that he's not a real expert, and ultimately, there's an issue here that they've created for appeal. I mean, Williams basically gave the equivalent of expert testimony. You shouldn't be both a fact witness and an expert, right? So he's there trying to give testimony on what he believes is murder, but he's too emotionally charged. He's not detached. And so this is stuff that's going to help the defense, at least on appeal, and hopefully for Chauvin, for his sake, here, because he's going to say that this witness was biased and could not give proper testimony. In fact, the chokehold, the hold that Chauvin used was legal, was permitted in Minnesota. So therefore, how could it be a death hold? How could it be what he had described over the course of 2 days as a life being sucked out of him?
Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I imagine that some people, though, watching may say to themselves, you know, it would certainly be understandable that if someone was witnessing something that they believe to be murder, that they would, in fact, act in an emotional way, and that would be something that would certainly stay with them and not necessarily cloud their ability to discuss what it is that they witnessed, emotional or not. But certainly, these are things that we're going to certainly watch here
Well, that's what
as
the
this trial
attorney's going to attack.
progresses. Vinu Varghese. Yeah. Yes. Vinu, thank you very much.
My pleasure.
All righty. So y'all got your George Floyd update. We got our George Floyd update. Yeah, we can skip that one. All right.
Meantime, President Biden also making news tonight, set to announce a sweeping new infrastructure plan to rebuild roads and bridges across this country and to build stronger internet service for rural America, among other things, potentially creating millions of jobs, paying for it by proposing to raise taxes on the wealthiest Americans and on corporations. But he will face a fight. And here's our senior White House correspondent, Mary Bruce, tonight.
President Biden's new jobs and infrastructure plan is massively ambitious and expensive. The price tag expected to range between $2 to $3 trillion. The goal to jolt the economy by rebuilding the nation's roads, rails, and bridges. But Biden wants to go well beyond that, calling for investments in broadband access, electric systems, and manufacturing. By one estimate, it could create 2.3 million jobs by 2024. To pay for it all, new tax hikes. The White House today saying the president has a plan to pay for every dollar.
He's proposing a way to pay for his proposals over time.
Biden says he'll raise taxes on large corporations and the most wealthy, but promises no one making less than $400,000 a year will see their taxes go up. Also on the table, raising the corporate rate from 21 to 28% and imposing new penalties on corporations that move jobs overseas.
But Mary, you and I know the same reality, a 50-50 Senate and the president expected to face resistance from Republicans on this.
He absolutely is, David. Republicans are already pushing back against any attempt to raise taxes. But even some Democrats are voicing concerns about this plan. The bottom line tonight, Washington is gearing up for a bruising fight. David.
Mary Bruce live at the White House. Thank you, Mary.
All right.
Hi, everyone.
All right. I said all right. And one of these volumes is up. It's not that one. It's not that one. Ooh, how we missed this?
A shootout caught on camera in Harlem. Police need help identifying this man crouching behind vehicles on 151st Street and 8th Avenue. You can see shots being fired back at him hit the window of a car near his head. Both men with guns ran off and no injuries were reported. Anyone with information is asked to call NYPD's Crime Stoppers hotline at 800-577-TIPS. Jeff Petroulis for CBSNewYork.com.
Glad we was able to get that in. Uh-oh.
Morning, the latest victim of an attack on an Asian American here in the city remains hospitalized in serious condition.
The 65-year-old woman was brutally beaten outside a residential building in Hell's Kitchen, and the NYPD Hate Crimes Task Force is criticizing a security guard who saw the attack and failed to act. CBS News' Ali Bauman reports.
Surveillance video shows a man kick a 65-year-old woman to the ground, stomping on her several times before police say he made anti-Asian statements. Sources tell CBS 2 he also said, "You don't belong here," and then ran off. This happened just before noon Monday on West 43rd Street. This is the suspect investigators are looking for. The Asian Hate Crimes Task Force tweeted the video saying in part, the cold-hearted building security guard not only failed to render aid, he closed the door on the victim.
It's really terrible how every single day there seems to be another incident.
The Hate Crimes Task Force is investigating this attack on the J train. One man beats and chokes a man until he goes unconscious. Fellow riders watch without intervening. The video has been viewed over 1 million times on social media. Police are trying to track down its origin and identify both the victim and suspect.
What kind of hate is displayed in this kind of attack?
Dozens gathered in Queens Monday night for a candlelight vigil remembering the lives lost in the Atlanta shooting and standing with all victims of hate.
Asian Americans for too long in this country have been shamefully scapegoated because of ignorant fear.
NYPD numbers show at least 31 anti-Asian hate crimes citywide so far this year, but the department admits crimes against Asian Americans have long gone underreported.
We're just starting to learn how to speak out about something that has been happening for as long as we can remember.
The Asian Hate Crimes Task Force told us bystanders too often do not intervene when witnessing an attack.
Being silent is being complicit when we see our brothers and sisters being attacked.
It doesn't get easier, but it's helpful when people gather together.
Starting this week, undercover Asian American police officers will be walking the streets with the purpose of hate crime prevention and response. Investigators are asking anyone with information on these attacks to call police. From Hell's Kitchen, Allie Bauman, CBS 2 News.
Now, overnight, we heard from the management company for the building where that 65-year-old woman was attacked.
That's right. The Bronski company says they've suspended the staff members who witnessed the attack pending an investigation.
Check this out.
See that?
A shootout.
If they lose their job, that's going to be more people that's going to hate them. If they lose their job. This is for, I want to see this. But I want somebody American to tell me. All right, this guy look like he know what he's talking about. So let's try him. That's 3 years ago, though. Ain't got nobody knew it. 4 years ago. 1 year ago. All right, let's take a chance on him. Hopefully he won't flag.
Hey folks, Alex here with eVelo Electric Bicycles. We're just out today with our Delta X model. Wanted to show you the difference between pedal assistance and throttle. Let's go for a ride.
For those of y'all that might not understand what I'm
Start
talking
off by
about.
taking a look at this throttle here. It's on the left-hand side. You can see it's a really smooth action. You press it with your thumb there. Really smooth, really easy to press. And that's going to give you a few different things. It's going to give you power on demand. So as you're riding, you can press that at any time. We'll cut to some riding footage as well. And then also, it's going to give you a boost of power when you need it. So if you're looking to go up a steeper hill and you don't really want to pedal, you can press that. Or if you're just on flat ground and you want to stop pedaling, you can press that as well. The throttle will also override the pedal assist level. So let's say you're going up a steep hill and it's a little steeper than you thought. Instead of messing with these buttons, you can just press that throttle and it's going to give you an additional boost of power there. The pedal assist is really going to be the main feature here. And you have two buttons. You have a plus and minus button here on the left-hand side. But we can cut over to the display panel and you'll see that number 0 at the bottom there. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. And that's going to go 1 through 5. And that's going to control the...
Now my bike doesn't have a display. And I don't have... The bike he has right here has 5 pedal assist levels. I only have 1. It's got 1 level. So I can't like, give me 25% boost, give me 50% boost, give me a 75% boost, or give me 100% boost when you push the throttle. I can only do whatever they set for that 1 gear. And so I just had to make do with what I got. That's why I want another bike. The bike he has now has 5 pedal assist levels. When you pedal the bike, the motor the sensors in the crank. Where the chain is, it tells the motor, turn on, he's pedaling. And the motor will come in. Mine is only set to come in at one speed. It's 5 different speeds there. That's why I want a new bike.
The level of power you're going to get out of the motor. So realistically, level 0 is nothing. It just rides like a regular bicycle. Levels 1, 2, and 3 are going to give you a good amount of assistance. You're definitely going to notice it. These are the levels you're going to want to spend the most time in when you're riding on regular terrain. It's going to get you the best mileage out of the bike. And then when we're talking 4 and 5, that's when you're looking for some get up and go, looking for a little more power, or also tackling a steeper hill. Let me cut over to a different angle there. You can see that number a little better. So that's the display panel. You have a bunch of other features on this as well, but we're just going to talk about the pedal assist for right now. So let's cut to some riding footage and check out what it all looks like here. You can see I kind of start out with the throttle and then pedal a little bit and then take my thumb off the throttle. So you can mix and match. You can use the throttle, not pedal. You can pedal, not use the throttle. Or you can press the throttle and it's going to give you a little boost while you're pedaling as well. So you can mix and match all that stuff. There's definitely a little bit of a learning curve. Everybody has a slightly different style on how they like to use that throttle or the pedal assist. So we're throttle only right now on the highest gear. And you can see we're moving pretty good at just over 20 miles an hour. The Delta X definitely has some power and some speed. Just coming to a quick stop on the bike path here. I'm going to show you how that throttle functions from a stop. Again, we got that right on the left-hand side. I'm just going to press this here. And off we go. So in PAS level 0, which again is just like a regular bike, I'm just pedaling. And you can see as I go into pedal assistance 1, we're going to start to move a little bit faster there on the display panel. Let's crank it up to 3. So the pedal assist is going to provide both speed and power, right? So they do go hand in hand. The higher pedal assist level, the faster you're going to go, and vice versa. And we're just using the throttle now. So I'm not pedaling at all. We're cooking at about 20 miles an hour right now. Making another quick pit stop here. I want to show you guys how that throttle incorporates with the pedals. A lot of people think that when you press the throttle, the pedals are going to automatically move. That's not the case. The pedals aren't going to move automatically. So let's take a look at what that looks like as we ride here. So you guys, we're rolling along here, and you see when I press this throttle, that front sprocket is going to rotate there, and the pedals do not rotate. So that's kind of a common misconception that the motor is going to drive the pedals. It does not. So again, this is throttle only. You can see that sprocket's rotating and driving the rear wheel there. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch into pedal assist mode. Slow down just a little bit. Alrighty, and you can see now that I'm pedaling, that motor's engaging, but you can't really tell. If I stop pedaling, that motor's going to stop assisting as well. So again, throttle, simply pressing that throttle, that's going to drive our chain. And then if I pedal, that pedal assistance is going to kick on as well. So I'm just using that throttle and letting the bike do all the work here again on this hill.
Now let me correct him. He's using a mid-drive, meaning that the motor is right there at the crankset. Now when you're going uphill, a mid-drive is better than a hub motor. I have a hub motor. The hub motor is in the back wheel. That's independent of the chain. When you have a hub, it has nothing to do with the chain. That's why there's sensors in the crankset, you know, that big wheel, that tell the motor to come on, because the chain is not connected to the motor. So the motor wouldn't know that you turn in the chain unless the sensors told it. When I hit the throttle, the motor in the back wheel goes on independently. He's on the mid-drive. The mid-drive, the crankset, the chain, all that's connected. That's why his chain was moving. My chain doesn't move when I use throttle. I don't have to do anything. The back wheel is going to push the bike no matter what. and it's going to come and hit you. He's on the mid drive. He has to use gears and work it up because it's all connected. For those of y'all that didn't know.
All right, guys, well, I'm going to head back to the shop. It's getting a little chilly out here. Just wanted to say thanks for checking out the video. Don't forget to look at our website, evelo.com, and keep your eyes peeled for some more videos.
That guy look foreign. I don't trust foreign people. All right, let's get back to you. I know they're not going to. They won't flag.
Hey guys, Micah here with Electric, and today I'm reviewing the Electric XP from Electric Bikes.
That's the bike we getting with the black version.
All the electric bikes I can, I test them, I compare them, and then I list the details on my website. So today I just wanted to give you a quick walkthrough of a pedal assist electric bike. This bike is a Stromer ST2. You can see the cockpit up here. You got brakes, shifters, a bell,
what in the world?
A light for safety. And then over here we've got this little control console. We got a button for the light, a plus and a minus. And this is the display. So when I press that plus button, it's going to deliver me to different levels of pedal assist. 1, 2, and 3. The higher you go, of course, the more power you get. And that's for people who want to, get some help climbing, or they're facing wind, or maybe they're like me and they have a knee injury. That's how I got into this space. So without further ado, I'm going to try to demonstrate how this bike works when you pedal.
See, that's
come back here, you can see this little plate. It's a metal plate right there. That's a strain gauge. And so as the chain tension increases, as you push on this, as you're pedaling, maybe the weight of your body is on this bike and you're going up a hill, that chain is going to strain this piece of metal. And that actually sends some feedback, and you get assistance that's proportional, or roughly proportional, to how much energy you're exerting. And as soon as you stop, the tension in there reduces and the motor stops. So this is a gearless direct drive motor back here. It doesn't have any gears inside. It's not as easy to hear. It's really quiet. It actually offers regenerative braking as well to help save your disc brakes. So what I'm trying to say is this is very fancy. It's a little bit quieter, so we're going to have to listen closely to hear the motor. So I'm going to take this crank over here, I'm going to pedal, and we're going to try to get that motor activated. There we go. Did you see how at first it was just me pulling on that, about half a rotation, and then it caught, and it was listening to that signal, and it said, okay, that wheel's moving, the person's pedaling hard, we're going to give them some assistance. And as soon as I stopped, the system cuts out. Okay, so that's a couple of the interesting points here are that if you don't put in a lot of force, the motor doesn't kick on, right? It's proportional. And as soon as you add power, there you go, then it gets up to speed. Just like if you were riding a traditional bike, you can even hear the regen, kind of that hum going on in there. So part of the reason there's a little bit of a delay with this bike is they don't want to have a situation where you're at a stoplight or a stop sign and you're holding the brakes and you're resting your foot there just to be balanced and you're leaving some weight on. If it were to turn the motor on at that point, the bike would be unpredictable. It could kind of get out of control. So they purposefully, they have a little bit of delay that you not only have to push, but you have to wait for a second. So here we go again. There we go. Right, so it's about half a crank turn, and then the motor kicks on, and you get assistance. In contrast to the ST2 we were looking at earlier, I wanted to show a Class 2 electric bike. This one uses a throttle. It doesn't require input from the rider to go. It's more like a scooter. And this is something that someone actually added this motor aftermarket, and they just zip-tied the wires, and they put a battery pack up here, and then you can see this big throttle. Okay, so if I pedal this bike, it's just like a normal bike, nothing really happens. It doesn't even have any pedal assist. But if I come up here with this big trigger throttle and I press that, you can see the front wheel spinning. bike doesn't go especially fast. It's not especially powerful, but it is a Class 2. It uses that throttle. Some of the trade-offs with a design like this is you can accidentally bump it if you're lifting it or parking it at the bike rack, and it's just kind of cheaper, and it might be a little bit more distracting if you're riding and compromising your grip in order to press that throttle versus keeping your eyes on the road and just focusing on pedaling. Some other throttle-powered electric bikes have like kind of a half grip twist, like a motorcycle right here, and that's another kind of a trade-off situation where, you know, if you're riding over bumpy terrain or you're on a mountain trail, for example.
Me to sleep. Oh man. The other two guys, like that one boy Micah right there. I like him. I like the other guy. That guy just put me to sleep. He just said something that he didn't have to say. He didn't have to say none of that. Because you learn where that throttle is. Y'all saw me ride today. You learn where that throttle is. You learn how to hit it without seeing it. When you hitting the brakes on the bike, you don't look for the brake. You just hit it. Your hand knows where it is. So for him to say that it's distracting, how is it distracting? Don't nobody look for it. You know where it is. Especially if you use it a lot, you know where it is. Why you gotta look for it? I don't understand. Anyway, y'all, it's 11:15. So let me get out of here, and I will see y'all tomorrow. We got the Bible study. I'm going to go ahead and cook and watch AEW Dark. I think they had a show on yesterday too. I didn't check out, so I might have like 4 hours of wrestling to watch. So y'all have a great night, and I will see y'all here tomorrow for the Bible study. And if it don't rain too hard, I might go out for a bike ride. So, all right, y'all. I will see y'all. Y'all have a great one. And we got to go back so we can get out of here. All right, y'all. I'm going to let my neighbors go to sleep. Y'all have a good one. Thanks to everybody who watched. As Nia would say, see you soon. As I say, hey, I'll see you tomorrow or later on today. Nope, it ain't 12 o'clock yet. I'll see you tomorrow. Y'all have a great night, and I'll see y'all here for the Bible study. And maybe a bike ride if it ain't raining too hard. All right, y'all. Y'all have a great one. Take it easy, and we out. Good night, everybody.